Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Janet Cresson.
And I'm Justin Riley, and here we are at Bachman's Pools and Spas, and we're going to talk hot tubs today. So I can just, I'm feeling magnetically drawn. I want to jump in here fully clothed, because this is just such warm, soothing water. I mean, there's nothing like a hot tub.
You know, I'm learning that apparently this is hot tub season. I guess I didn't know. I've never grown up with one, and I've learned so much from the owners here at Bachman. And apparently it's not too cold in January and February to use your hot tub.
No, in fact, they say that might be just the best time to use it, in fact. So that's we'll hear a little bit more about that. Plus, they've got a huge sale coming up through September 25th that you'll want to stick around and hear the details for. That's at the end of our show today. There's some great financing options. So if you're in the market for a hot tub, or even if you're not, check it out. You might be intrigued.
Just in time for hot tub season.
Right, exactly.
We're also meeting with Jo-Jean Rettrim. Now, we've introduced her from Mononi Academy of Dance, but she's also director of a nonprofit called Dance Wisconsin, where they have some really creative performances. So she's going to tell us a little bit about that and how to get tickets.
Absolutely, and they give their students and other dance students the opportunity to apply what they've learned in dance school to sort of a mock professional setting. It's not. It's to prepare people for the professional dancing world.
Yep.
So it's kind of a unique opportunity, and people are ready when they get out there, and they're not, shocked by how things are run in the real world. So
in a real dance company.
Right.
Yeah, right. We're also meeting with Jay Allen. He's with Appliance Service Pros. I think he's probably a pretty busy guy. He's going to tell us tips we can do to keep our appliances running and hopefully not have to call him.
Right, tips to keep them running, and also keeping in mind that it's usually more cost effective to have your appliance repaired versus replaced. So a lot of people just kind of go to the throwaway option, but he says no, you don't need to do that. So we'll find out why right after the break here on Wisconsin Family, so stick with us.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Justin and I have been at Bachman's Pool Spas and Saunas. Today we're talking hot tubs just in time for the cooler weather. But first we're talking about our appliances, and I think it's kind of like technology. If they're working, they're great, and we love them, and when they're not, boy, is it heck.
Yeah.
Here to help us with that is Jay Allen. He is the service manager with Appliance Service Pros. We're going to meet Jay and learn a little bit more about the company. Thanks for joining us today, Jay.
By all means.
Alrighty, so tell us about Appliance Service Pros.
Well, the roots of our company go back to the mid-'50s. We grew out of what at one point was Clyde's Appliance.
I remember them.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
remember that?
And they were located on Park Street, eventually moved to Todd Drive, and as larger big box retailers came into town, Clyde's found it harder and harder to survive as a retail store. So the service department lives on through us.
I see,
Oh, wow,
and through
okay.
you.
Yes,
From what I've heard, you're a very busy man.
we are very busy. There's lots of stuff that keeps breaking, and that's
Sure.
what we're here for.
Sure, okay.
We can often fix something for a small fraction of the cost of replacing it, so
Absolutely.
it's often a very good fiscal decision to keep it going.
And I think that's important for people to know, because so often what happens nowadays when something breaks, well, time to get a new one of these. When, it'd be very easy for you to get it fixed, and, the part may only cost a few bucks, and then you've got labor, and then,
Well, a good example of that, I have a small part over here. If a countertop microwave breaks, or even a built-in microwave, it's often more than half the time it's a small part like this that we can replace for a very reasonable price and get the microwave running again without going out and spending $400 or $500 for a new microwave.
What is that?
This is a switch. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
switch that's activated by the door. Most microwaves have 3 or 4 of them.
Okay.
And invariably they wear out, so.
Sure.
And it keeps that microwave out of the landfill.
It does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah, reuse it. Keep continuing with that lifespan. So, let's talk about some of the other services. Like, what types of, you talked about microwaves, what other types of appliances do you service?
Well, we work on them all. Washers, dryers, refrigerators, ranges. We still get trash compactors, even though there aren't very many sold anymore. We repair a lot of dishwashers and refrigerators. You know, way back in the old days, a lot of things people could fix themselves, but more and more, everything's become computerized.
Right.
This is a control board for a refrigerator that's in probably. This particular control board is probably in about 15% of the current refrigerators that are out on the market today.
Wow.
And you know, the average homeowner isn't going to know how to deal with this, how to diagnose this, how to find a problem. You have to be able to use one of these, which is my multimeter.
Oh, that kind of looks like what you diagnose a car.
Yeah,
a car issue.
You could use it for a car, for certain things on a car, but I use this multiple times a day for diagnosing problems.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I have to say, I'm sorry to say this looks very familiar because I just had one of these replaced on
Did
my
you really?
refrigerator. But you know, I was very happy not to have to go refrigerator shopping. I have kind of a funky space, and to get the right size would be a challenge.
And refrigerators are difficult because they've never had standard sizes for the dimensions of the outside of the refrigerator.
Yeah.
But there's still mechanical failures, though. This is a drain pump from a washing machine.
Okay.
And you know, I just replaced one of these yesterday. It had started leaking.
Sure.
So there's still very simple things like that come along, and we take care of that too.
Very good, very good. So you have a wide variety of services, and do you have any tips for homeowners for how they can maintain, not necessarily do repairs themselves, but how they can prevent some of these repairs from needing to happen?
Most appliances are designed to be pretty maintenance-free.
Right.
But there are things that people should be doing. For instance, with your dryer, make sure that the vent from the dryer to the outside is clear. It's a buildup of lint in there happens. The dryer starts to overheat. That wears on all the internal components.
Right.
With a refrigerator, refrigerators have a grill. Every refrigerator, down underneath the doors, there's a grill down there. And if you have dogs or cats or whatever,
Or two dogs.
the way the refrigerator circulates air is it pulls air in from that vent, and if that gets clogged up, it can't circulate enough air. That causes the compressor and fan motors and other things to overheat. So we always recommend vacuuming that out.
Sure. So it's just a matter of taking like a vacuum hose and just kind of sticking it down in there?
Yep. Sometimes that grill is usually only held on with 2 spring clips, so you pull it off and you can pop it back on. And behind there, then underneath the refrigerator, if you've got a wand for your vacuum, you can vacuum that out.
Yeah. And I can attest to the dryer thing, because we had our dryer vents cleared out a couple of years ago, and it literally cut by a quarter, down to a quarter, how much time it took to dry our clothes.
But
Yeah.
that's something you can do yourself?
No.
One of the big things we recommend, though, is this is a stainless steel fill hose. This particular one happens to be for a refrigerator that you'd use for the ice maker. But they're very similar products for washing machines and for dishwashers. And this is the only thing we recommend for connecting an appliance to a water supply, because just a regular rubber hose or plastic hoses they sell at the hardware stores can crack and break.
Sure, yeah.
I have never had a kitchen flood because of one of these.
Wow. But you have had kitchens flood
We
because
have had
of the
kitchens
other
flood
ones.
because of plastic hoses.
Wow. Wow.
All
That's
right.
so insightful. That's so fascinating.
I think we got through all of the things for now. Maybe we can talk with you again sometime, Jay.
I'd love to do that.
Jay Allen is with Appliance Service Pros. If you want to check them out, it's applianceservicepros.net. We're Wisconsin Family, and we'll be back right after this.
'Cause every day is a new day. 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Today we're at Bachman's Pools, Spas, and Saunas, and today we are talking hot tubs. If you have one, how to maintain, and if you've been thinking of getting one, there's still time before winter hits.
Absolutely. Now is the time.
Now is the time. All righty, well, stick around for that interview. Right now, though, we're meeting with Jo Jean Rettram of the Monona Academy of Dance and Dance Wisconsin. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, we always introduce you as from Monona Academy of Dance, and then we mention Dance Wisconsin. And today we want to talk specifically about Dance Wisconsin. Go ahead and first just prime us on what
Well,
it is.
Dance Wisconsin is our nonprofit dance company. It's a pre-professional where we train young people what it's like to be in a dance company. So we really give them hands-on so that when they get out in the real world, they're not shocked. You know, it's like this last month, the dancers have been at the studio from like 9 to 6, working with different choreographers in different styles of dancing, because that's what they would do in a real company. You have a class, and then different choreographers come in and they select, you know, what dancers they want to work with, and we have 8 new pieces that will be performing in October.
And I want to make sure we talk about those pieces, but I'm kind of curious to know. So it sounds like when you go and take dance lessons, that's one thing, but this
Right.
kind of Dance Wisconsin kind of is modeled after what a typical rehearsal might be like out in the real world, so to speak.
Right. I mean, we foster educating young people on what it's like to, become part of a performing group.
Right.
So we give them more opportunities to perform.
Yeah.
And work with choreographers.
Yeah.
And what's really cool is that most of my choreographers were, they're all women,
Okay.
for one thing. So our performance is called Portraits of Strength,
Okay.
which is empowering women, because that's sort of like the key thing
Sure.
that's sort of going around right now. And there really aren't a lot of really strong women choreographers. There's Twyla Tharp, but most of, they're mostly males.
That's surprising. So dance seems to be something that's more female dominated, maybe, but then the choreography part is more male dominated typically.
Why would that
Wow.
be? Don't know.
We don't know.
Don't know.
Huh. So you've managed to find some women choreographers to put on Portraits of Strength, and that's coming in October.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm just kind of curious, when you put on these performances, is this something just everyone in the public goes to, or people from the dance world, or dancers
Well,
and their family?
to me, it's our most exciting performance because it's so versatile. It's not like going, like to the Nutcracker or to Alice in Wonderland, which is more of a family-oriented. This has really some meat on it, and really creative music and styles. I mean, one of our girls, she's now a senior in high school, but we train them and give them opportunities to learn about choreography, picking the music, and working with the costumes and the lighting design, so that they learn what it's all about. And I mean, she's amazing. She won a scholarship and went to Houston this summer and got to study with other young choreographers and got opportunities to learn more about choreography. And that's what we really try to do, is help young people. We have 3 pieces of young choreographers besides our other choreographers that have really done a lot choreography.
Sure. And let's talk about some of the pieces that you guys will be doing. Can you go into any detail? Give us a sneak peek?
Well, yeah, one of the pieces, I mean, I have one of my girls, and she loves to choreograph, and she's also a lawyer, and she, just really loves dance. And she has asked me for years and years, she wanted to do a dance with water. And I'm going, no, you cannot do a dance with water. So she's going to have a baby any day now, so I let her do that this year.
Okay.
So yeah, we're going to have like a water trough on the stage, and
Wow.
they splash the water, and it's really cool.
Real water, not
Yes.
just
No,
not
it's
just
really
pretend.
water, yes.
Okay.
So it's really going to be really, really cool. So,
Wow.
So it sounds like the Nutcracker and some of the others, like you mentioned, Alice in Wonderland, are a little more cookie cutter.
Right.
And this is going to be a lot more creative and unique. We're starting to talk about one of the other pieces?
Well, we're also doing Aurora's Wedding, which is the 3rd act of Sleeping Beauty. Because I really liked the young people to also learn about the classics. So we'll open with that, and then we'll finish with all the different creative pieces.
Absolutely. And Nutcracker is coming up, and you were talking about before the show started how auditions.
We have auditions coming up,
Yes.
and we are 41st year of
Wow.
Nutcracker.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting. We take children 7 years old and up, and
Very cool.
it's just a lot of fun.
Can we expect anything new this year if we go to see the Nutcracker?
Well, we always try to, do a little new choreography and change up some costumes and things and new people. And
Sure.
I have a lot of alumni that like to come back and be part of the show, and after 41 years, there's a lot of alumni.
Sure,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
All right, well, before we go, let's just circle back to the performance. It's October 7th at the Mitby Theater. This is the unique one, the Portraits of Strength. How do people get tickets?
They just go to the website for the Mitby Theater, and they can get their tickets there.
Great, and then the Nutcracker, that'll be happening later in November.
Well, that's in December, and
December.
that will be at the Wisconsin Union Theater at the new Shannon Hall.
All
Oh,
right.
great.
Yeah, so it's
So
very
we'll
exciting.
talk about that
Yeah,
again, make
yeah.
sure you can get the details on
Yeah.
that. All righty, thanks,
Good.
Jean.
Thank you very much.
All righty, check that out. We'll be right back right after this.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We've been here at Bachman's Pool Spas and Saunas over on South Stoughton Road. and I'm really excited because it's hot tub time. We're here with the owners, Fred and Kaya Bachman, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And thank you for having us here, I should say, as well. So we're talking hot tubs today, and a lot of people think that maybe it's getting a little cold. I don't know if this is a good time to use a hot tub, but really this is probably heading into the cold months. This is the best time to use a hot tub, is it not?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, I think it is.
Yeah.
When it gets cold out,
Yeah.
and you sit out underneath the stars, it's just the cool air. It just feels great sitting in
Yeah.
a warm hot tub. And people think, when it gets really cold out, January, February,
Yeah.
that it's too cold to use. When actually, I think that's the very best time because in the wintertime you get that cold chill in your bones,
Right, yeah.
and it's a little cold getting in, but it's worth it.
And
Right.
getting out.
Well, we make it really easy to get
Yeah.
in and out of the hot tub. We got spring-loaded cover
Yeah.
assist cradles, they call
Yeah.
it, to make it real easy to get in the hot tub.
Sure.
And then you slide in, you're really warm, and it raises your core temperature when
Right.
you sit in a hot tub. And when you get out, you're not cold at all. In
Yeah.
fact, you stay warm because your core temperatures come up.
Wow, yeah.
You stay warm for hours afterwards.
Wow.
So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you don't feel cold when you get out then.
No, not at all. You're
Wow.
warm. You're used
So,
to it.
it's interesting because in my mind, I'm thinking, I don't have room in my house for a hot tub, and I don't want to be outside in the winter, but you really can be outside. In fact, that's the best time to be outside in a hot tub is in January, February.
93% of our customers have their hot tub outdoors year
Wow.
round. And very
Wow.
few of them winterize them. I know
Yeah.
you're asking about that. Some people do because they're snowbirds, they go to Florida.
Sure,
So
yeah.
yes, we do winterize them for people, but
Right.
people that stay here, of course, that's the best time to use it, I
Yeah.
think. And
And you were telling me about how the hot tubs that you have here really do a great job of maintaining temperature even in sub-zero weather. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't notice a change in temperature at all.
we've sold a lot of hot tubs over the last 32 years,
Yeah, I
different
bet.
brands, but we've always sold Hot Spring, and I always keep coming back to Hot Spring for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
They are the most energy efficient hot tubs on the market. Industry leader, always have been, foam filled. They're the only hot tub that we've ever sold that we've never gotten a complaint about them dropping temperature. In January, February, you can sit in this hot tub on the lake with wind at 20 below zero, and it won't drop a half a degree in temperature. You can sit in the hot tub endlessly. You don't have to worry about it. And everybody that's ever used a hot tub, once the water drops below 98.6 degrees body
Yeah.
temperature,
Yeah.
the party's over.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
Good point.
I know it would be for me.
Right.
So I'm thinking about the cover, and they look heavy, and I'm wondering how hard it is if you're doing this by yourself.
Well, we have a cover lifter removal system. It's called the Cover Cradle 2. It's not like other lift systems out there. It actually allows you one person, one-handed,
Yeah.
to simply lift that cover lift system. So if it's just you in the hot tub, you're not going to have somebody else try to help you to put that on.
Boy, that would really increase your odds of using it then
Absolutely.
if you don't have to have help.
Yeah.
Especially in the winter when you're, aiming to get back inside pretty
Yep.
fast.
Absolutely.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
Well, it also helps, if you can, to locate your hot tub somewhere near a door. That's true. You don't have to walk 30, 40 paces
Right, yeah.
to get to
I'll
it.
put mine out in the woods, I think. So let's talk a little bit about cost, because I think some people may be concerned, okay, it's doing a great job of keeping the water temperature at a pleasant temperature all winter long. How much does that cost typically?
On our larger hot tubs, we guarantee it to not be more than $25 per month in energy
Okay.
consumption. And that's an average over the entire year. But that's a 500-gallon, 6-7 person hot tub.
Right.
In the summertime, it's around $16, $17 a month. In the winter,
Sure.
it might be as much as $30, $32 in January and February. But
Yeah.
again, if anybody that's ever owned hot tubs before, we've had horror stories of people coming in saying that the poorly insulated ones are upwards of $100 a month
Wow.
to
If not
operate.
more.
Just to keep
Yeah.
them warm. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I imagine keeping that cover on is a big part of that, or no?
Well, the cover's an important part when you're not using it, of course. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a refrigerator, you know.
Yeah, but the rest is
Right.
due to the insulation of the tub itself.
Correct.
That it's so good at
Yeah.
maintaining
The hot
that.
spring spas are fully foamed and fully insulated. A lot of our competitors out there will use that against us and say that they didn't. All their manufacturer did was take a shortcut. Hot spring spas does not take shortcuts. That's
Yeah.
why they are leading in the industry.
Sure. You get what you pay for, really, when
Exactly.
it comes down to
Absolutely.
it. Yeah. So let's talk about some specials that you have going on right now and why now is a good time to buy. And also, if you could talk a little bit about some of the selection, the different options that you have depending on what needs people have.
Sure. Right now, through September 25th, we have an instant $1,000 rebate that's actually being given by Hot Spring Spas. And we are also offering 60 months, 0% with payments for 60 months. This is definitely the best time of year to buy coming into the winter. It helps our winters go by a little better.
Right, yeah.
We have a very large selection of hot tubs. We have a 1-person hot tub, or we got the 10-person hot tub. And we have a budget in between all of that. So depending on what your budget is, your size, we can help make that decision for you.
Wow, okay.
And when I was walking around, you have a room where you can actually give it a try.
Yeah, we actually have a mood room. Our customers come in, they try out the spa. It's kind of like you buy a car. You test drive that car. You can come into our store and sit in a hot tub and try it out.
And I think it's worth mentioning, I think, Fred, you wanted to mention a little bit about the health benefits of, it's more than just a feel-good experience, but there's some real significant health benefits to having a hot tub.
Well, besides the obvious of sitting in the hot tub and getting hydrotherapy to soothe your sore muscles.
Right,
and,
right.
But yeah, it's like a sauna as well. Raising your core temperature tricks your body into thinking it's in fever mode.
Oh, wow.
And when you're in fever mode, your body naturally produces more white blood cells.
Okay.
And white blood cells, Dr. Oz talks about this.
Okay.
and white blood cells, that's your body's...
Weekdays at 7 p.m.
White blood cells is your body's defense against all disease.
So you haven't been sick in 40, 40
No,
years?
actually, I really don't get sick very often. I really don't.
Yeah,
you know?
got that good white blood cell count.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I contribute a lot of it too. Yeah.
Can we briefly mention that you actually have used ones where people maybe trade up or change, and that might be a way for someone really on a budget looking to get started?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, we always have, we take trade-ins year-round, and right now we have 4 or 5 used spas available. We almost always have some used spas available. We refurbish them, we put a guarantee on them, and they're mostly always hot spring spas, so you know that they're reliable and will last a long time.
That sounds like a good deal.
It sounds like a very good deal. Well, we always learn so much here. There's so much to learn about these different products in the industry, so thank you so much for the education, and it sounds like you've got a lot going on, so we appreciate you having us here.
This is going to be a really great sales event. Great offers, good pricing.
We're excited to check in with you guys next month. This has been Fred and Kaya Bachman of Bachman's Pool Spas and Saunas. We're a Wisconsin family. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Clap your hands, let's take